There's a woman in history that lived alongside someone worse than every kafir on earth. Despite that, she upheld her deen. And she passed the test. So don't sit and say, oh, wallah, my test is difficult. I ended up somewhere in this country, someone brought me here. Wal fitan wal fasad outside has corrupted me and I lost my iman. You know, it's not because of me, it's because of external factors. There's an example in here. We're going to explain these later on. And the other example was Maryam. She was severely tested. How? She was accused in her honor and dignity. You know, the worst type of oppression is when you're accused in your dignity and you don't have evidence to prove yourself innocent. That is the worst type of oppression. Even then, she remained steadfast, firm, and not only that, she was a role model to mankind. These are two individuals, لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ, Allah tested them, and they came out shining for mankind. And there were two other individuals mentioned at the end of Surah Al-Talaq, that they were tested severely as well, but they failed the test, and they ended up in Jahannam. Who are those? The wife of Lut and the wife of Nuh. What happened with them? The wife of Lut, she was tested. She had to choose a side. Who are you going to choose? Your husband and the group of belief and iman? Or you're going to choose your people, the disbelievers? And she put her loyalty with the disbelievers. She placed it there. She failed the test and she was from the people of the fire. And the same thing with the wife of Nuh. She was tested. Who are you going to choose? Side of belief or disbelief? Eventually she abandoned the side of her husband. She sided with the disbelievers. She failed the test. She entered Jahannam wal-'iyadhu billah. And the overall message is that they were living with the best of people and they still failed. And the other two lived in the worst of environments and they passed. Your environment has nothing to do with how you carry yourself and conduct yourself. Yes, the environment does play a big role, but that's if you give into it. Yusuf alayhi salam, before he entered the prison, min al-muhsinin. He entered, he came out, inna naraka min al-muhsinin. Nothing changed. And you know the prison system? You know if someone enters a prison for a small crime, most likely you know how he comes out? He comes out leading a gang.